This right here is one of the best route concepts in the red zone that's going to score you more touchdowns. And in this video, we're going to deep dive this right here, plus other tips on offense and defense that'll actually make you better at College Football 25, and ultimately, you're going to win more games. So if that sounds like something you want to do, this video is probably going to be for you, so let's get into this. So when we're talking about red zone passing, the money is in the details. We got to make sure we get this stuff right, because this is a very hard area of the field to pass the ball in. Now, I'm in the gun tight open, which is inside of the Boston College offensive playbook. I want to be very clear that this concept can be ran out of a lot of different things. And it's really, again, it's a very concept-based thing. So let's go to the play PA read. And I'm going to run this to the, with my halfback to the wide side of the field. So I flipped it right here. Now, the setup for this is very basic. And this is the concept. On the short side of the field, so right here to the right side, we want to put our outside wide receiver on a hitch. Or a slot wide receiver here would be fine. I prefer this alignment, so it looks like this. Now, on the other side of the field, I want to put somebody on a slant route who can quickly cross the field. So, for example, if I had Bradley way out here on a slant, I don't want him on a slant because he's just so far out, he just won't cross the field as fast, right? Whereas my slot will. Bond will get across really fast. We do this here. Now watch my slant. He's going to get into this kind of back corner area of the field. And notice how there's no defense around him. Now right there, we overthrow it, but that's okay. I'd rather force the ball out of bounds than not get far enough over there. If we do this again, notice again, this is also going to do a really good job against man coverage, meaning that this is going to be a everything beater is what we call it on Civil GG. Here we go again. We have man coverage. Guess what? Slant's good against man as long as you get that good pass lead. So now we've seen a very high success rate so far, right? I think I've ran this 4 or 5 times for you guys with the intro included. Right there, we get screamed at from pressure. That's not really the route combo. That's just the pressure. That's fine. Let's go here again. We get a little bit of zone. Let's look here. Bang. Pass lead that all the way outside. Boom. Able to hit it. Notice how good this bad boy is. Now, what I want to point out is that we can't have another route going to the right side. So if we did something like this, which this is just a bad route combo, but if we did something like this, it's just not going to be... I mean, it did get open, so I'm wrong. It's better than I thought. I was trying to make it seem. You don't want that. Instead, what I would rather have is like some kind of route combo. Maybe even, we block him or something, and we out-route him. Let's do something like this. Maybe feel free to screenshot if you want to. So then we just have that one route attack on the right side. Bang. Notice who's open again. Bang, 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 bang. This is a really good route concept that you want to have. Again, one of the big keys, though, is that we have our hitch on the short side and our slant coming from that other side from a slot position. Let's go here again. Boom. Cool. He's open enough. We just end up getting it deflected. Now, let's go into another formation to show how we can makeshift this. Let's go to gun tight Y off, and I'll call the play flood drive. This can be a lot of hot routes, though, right here. Okay? I'll in-route my halfback. I'll hitch B right here. And then who do I want to slant on the left side? It's Bond. And we'll do this. This is not a good route combo, but I just want to show it working out of a different formation. We go here. Guess who? Bang. Steal this. This is tough, right? Really inside like the 7 or so, I like this. And if you found value so far from what we're talking about here, and you want plays on offense and defense that'll actually help you win more games, you're going to score more touchdowns, get more stops, and have more fun, you need to check out my website, civil.gg. We have over 2,000 active members right now who are using our schemes to win more games. And right now, with code CIVIL30, you can get 30% off. The link to that is in the top of the description. You can go check that out right now. And now, let's get back to the video. All right, let's do a little role-playing right here. We're going to paint out a situation. Let's say you're on defense, okay? It's 4th and 15. Your opponent is going for it. It's a huge down in the game. We're third quarter, right? You have a chance to really, you get this stop. You're going to do some good things. He snaps it. He drops back to pass. And it's a speed out wide open for the first down. This probably happened to you. It's happened to me numerous times. I've been asked how to stop these over and over and over again, okay? If you're wondering what route I'm talking about, it's an outside wide receiver. You press wire triangle, put him on an out route. It's a speed out. And then you custom stem him up. So wire triangle, select him, hold left bumper, and then you can go up. Right here is the visual bug. But you can go up about 10 to 15 yards-ish. And this route's just really, really good against a lot of different coverages. And so the question becomes, well, Civil, this route's really, really good. And by the way, if you're not using it, my bonus tip for you guys here is to use this route. How do you stop this? Okay. Well, first of all, we want to be in a zone defense. So let's go pick our play call. Let's pick a zone defense. I'm a big believer that you should always be basing most of your defenses out of a basic zone, okay, of some sort. And we'll say cover 3 in this case. It could be cover 4. I don't care. Okay, we'll cover 3. I'm going to put on a cover 2 shell with the right stick. You don't have to do that. I prefer to, okay? Now, let's go and call this play again. What we want to do is on defense, press Y or triangle down on the right stick. That's going to create hard flats on the field. There's another step here, so bear with me. What hard flats do is that they defend about 0 to 5 yards deep on the field. So one kind of, this is a more advanced strategy, I'll actually show it first, is one idea is that if you were to see this route developing and you thought they were going to do it, you could switch stick over there with the right stick and then go make that play. Okay, let's run the instant replay on that. You kind of see that idea. All right, now the other way of doing it is let's actually press Y or triangle down the right stick, then Y or triangle again up on the right stick. You have to do it like that. That's going to create what's called cloud flats. This is our flat defender, Mr. Right here. And he's going to go play about 10 to 15 yards deep in the flat area. Guess where that's playing? Like, take a guess where that's playing. That's playing exactly where that speed out is. Okay. So now you go do this. You can use their defensive lineman. Who cares? Speed out, bang. Really tough throw. Really tough, right? Because you can't really pass lead that ball down anymore because the defender's going to be right there. Can't pass lead up because it'll help over top, right? You can see how this is just a really tough throw. Now, I'll show you a mistake a lot of people make with this because some people are going to try this and be like, Civil, it doesn't work. Check this out. This flat defender still abides by the laws of, I don't even know, like positioning. And so what I mean by that is that if this guy is starting all the way inside, let's just say a hypothetical, you're pushing him all the way in for like a blitz or something, right? Or maybe you're in 3-4 odd and it's the outside backer in 3-4 odd. I know a lot of you guys this would be. Well, we'll pretend this guy's, in a little bit further, okay? Well, if he's super far inside and we're asking him to defend this deep out area, that's a tough ask, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's tough. That's a tough play from him, especially if he was an outside linebacker. That's tough, right? Do we have an example of this, actually? Do I have a formation that can kind of show this a little bit better from? Yeah, we'll do it from here. We'll do it from here. Go, bang. I'll just pretend. We're pretending a little bit right here. So let's say I'm trying to get this guy to be my cloud flat defender, my defensive end here, okay? It's like, that's going to be a really tough ask for him, even though the adjustment itself is correct, right? It's like, maybe he gets out there if he's a dog, but like, it's tough. So keep that in mind, that positioning makes a huge difference in zone coverage in general. It's the same idea as if, let's say you're not trying to get beat deep. And this is a little bit of a tangent right here, but we have Ackles here on the right side, and I threw him all the way, he's pressing 17. He's way more likely to get beat deep here than if I throw him all the way back here, right? What's that based on? Positioning, leverage, alignment, whatever you want to call it, right? Some people just say kind of common sense. And so, yeah, just always keep that in mind whenever you're trying to get zones to play certain areas of the field. Sometimes you might have to be like, Dixon Williams, we're not giving up the speed out. We're throwing you out here, brother. And then, guess what? Dixon Williams is going to play this thing perfectly. I hope I ag him right here. Boom. Dang it. So I'll show you guys a route combo that I think pretty much everybody should be running some way, somehow in their offense. I'll show you a few different ways to be able to add this into a few different kind of looks on offense. So you can do this every playbook. Not every formation, but every playbook. And you should be running a formation that can do this because it's just that good. Okay? Notice how I've hit the exact same route every single play right here 3 times in a row. We are on Heisman difficulty. All of my stuff's recorded on Heisman, by the way. And this is the idea of the flat zig. Now, maybe saying, Civil, this is not a flat route. This is a wheel. What is a wheel at first? He's releasing outside, right? Let's put him on a flat, right? Well, if we get there we go. He's on a flat right now. Now he's on a wheel. He's on a flat. He's on a wheel. Notice the first part of that are both kind of flats. So flat and then a zig on the inside of it does a really good job against both man coverage and zone coverage. Why does it beat man? Well, zigs just do a great job against man. They're just a typical man beater, okay? Why do they do a good job against zone? Because against zone coverage, they get into this little short seam, which is really tough to defend. And of course, they run man coverage right when I start talking about zone. Haven't ran man coverage yet. Okay? So all we want to do for this route combo, let's, bring it all the way back now, is we want a flat route from a receiver on one side. So right here, we have a wheel. He's a flat at first, so he counts. And then we just want to press Y triangle again, and then left on the D-pad, or right on the D-pad, depending on what side, to get this guy on a zig. Right here, this is a 2-man route combo, okay? Now, the only other thing we want on this play is for nobody to be running directly into him. So, like, right here, We don't want this drag running directly into the zig, because then we have two guys in the same area. It's just not going to do a great job. Okay, so we just want to do, we can do whatever we want everywhere else. I don't care. All right. We just don't want them running into each other. Bang. Boom. You see we're like 4-4-5-5 or something with this. Okay. So right here, screenshot this on the left. Whoop, screenshot this on for the left side. You want that. I don't care what playbook you're in or what formation necessarily. So to show this out of a different formation, let's mess around here. I'm literally like, I'm winging this right here. I do not know what I'm going to use yet. Let's go to something like, beautiful, trips tight end offset. Obviously a lot different than the formation we were just in. Okay. How could we do this from trips tight end offset? Well, we can go flat. We can go zig. And then everything else I don't really care about. We'll put you on this. Okay. Look at the left side here. We have flat. We have zig. Right. Then we have in route going over top. I actually love this route come a ton. Zig route against man coverage. Going to win. Bang. Guess what? Against zone. Also going to do a good job as well. We'll just showcase that really fast. I think we have man coverage again right here. Oh, look who's open. B. I didn't throw B just because I didn't want to. But, like, B was open again. I could have. Right here, though, we're going to show off our... Oh, yeah. Good job. Let's show this against zone coverage really fast, just so you guys can see it. Is this zone right here? Cool. It's match, but whatever. Okay. Oh, look who's open. B. You have a pass lead. You have to have a good pass lead on him, though. I will say, sometimes this can come down to pass leading. Let's go here. Pass leading is a skill. You get a little match. He's wide open this time. Again, like, is this something that you want to spam over and over and over again? No. But, like, I mean, that goes with every route combo. But is this something that's really, really good? I don't know. I mean, I've ran it like 10 times in this, and I've gotten him open every single time. So, you tell me. Boom. You can also throw him faster. You can also throw him slower, depending on, you know, when he's kind of open. And what I mean by that is that you could hit him, like, right here if you needed to. Maybe not that fast. Or you could wait a little bit and let him develop more. Right? You could go bang. Like, very fast. Or you could wait. Up to you. Really good play. Copy that. So let's talk about a zone that a lot of people don't have a very good understanding of what it does, okay? And we're talking here about the soft squat. This is an outside corner zone that's usually very similar. Like, people, like, it looks super similar to, like, a cloud flat, but it is a lot different in certain situations. Soft squats have what's called matching principles in certain situations. What do I mean by that, okay? Well, let's watch Hardaway here. He is number 6. And I'm just going to move him back for the sake of us being able to, like, identify him a little bit more, okay? Right now, we are in a set where he is on an island to the left side, essentially, right? There's only one wide receiver over there. Now, I'm going to have not a single route attacking that side, okay? We're all attacking the right side. Watch how the corner on the left, Hardaway, plays this slant route in front of him. We snap it. What does he do? He plays it all the way across, right? He matches. He almost goes man coverage, okay? Now, same thing here. But I'm going to leave my halfback on a flat route, okay? Now watch what Hardaway does. Hardaway did not match this time. Okay, so now we've identified what this logic was. When there is a route attacking a side, especially from a receiver on that side of the field, he is going to stay in cloud flat coverage, okay? He's going to play like 10 to 15 yards back. So we snap it again. You see that, right? And actually, he played pretty low right there. I actually like that quite a bit. When there is no route attacking that side, so I'm going to block the halfback right here, he is going to go man coverage. This could be pretty cool. Like, he almost got a pick right there. That could be really, really cool. Now, let's try this. Let's block the halfback, and let's go drag the tight end. What does he do here? I think this is sometimes where that logic can get kind of finicky here and there. I've seen him not match in that situation. But typically, because there's no immediate threat to that area, he is going to match. Now, the issue with this is that it can leave a play like that wide open. So that's where using soft squats can be a little bit scary, okay? If we go right here, like, we'll go put tight end on a slant right here. He matches, leaving that slant open on the sideline if he had gotten there in time, okay? So that's a quick breakdown of what soft squats are. Now, how do you actually get a soft squat on your field? Should you use these? I like them against sets like this, right? Where you have, like, 3 wide receivers one side, 1 wide receiver the other side with a halfback on the side. Think about something like gun bunch, for example. Really common. With that being said, you have to be aware of that kind of matching principle, okay? Soft squats will come on plays that are like cover 2 blitzes. You could also adjust a soft squat by pressing A or X on an outside corner. And you see, if you use the left stick, you put them in a soft squat. There's that logic. And then also certain like match coverages will have soft squats as well. The other way soft squat's interesting is on a route like this, which is like a speed out route. Okay, this on the right side right here, he kind of like baits it perfectly. Like that's not a very good throw. So I do think soft squats on the trip side of formations can also be very, very good. Like he does a really good job baiting this, I think. We catch it twice, but I don't know. I think if I'm the user on defense, I could click on and get an interception on that. He also, like, right here is a great example of it. Like, he actually plays that. Whereas a soft squat would play it a little bit differently. So they do have some, like, baiting, characteristics, I guess you'd say, which can be pretty interesting. I will say you have to click on it as a defender, right? You have to press B or circle when that ball's in the air to make that play. But quick little breakdown soft squats. I feel like a lot of people don't have a great understanding of what they are, and so that's like, look how he just bagged that drag. That's really good. So I want to talk about this setting called the switch stick delay setting and what this switch stick delay setting actually is and what I think you should put it on, okay? Switch stick delay, let's go here, let's pause. We'll go into our options and we'll go into settings. Then we'll scroll down and we'll find a gameplay helper called switch stick delay. I think you should have this on Slight. Okay, I'm explaining what this is, but I think it's actually the most no-brainer ever that you should have this on Slight. Like, other ones you gotta do, like, there's arguments. This is, like, so obviously Slight to me, and I'll explain why. So, when you have it, let's first debunk why you shouldn't have it on disabled, okay? One, switch stick is the most powerful defensive feature in the game. You want to be able to have access to this. Other people will say, yeah, but I can't hit stick when I switch in this situation. You can only switch stick, right? So hit sticking and switch sticking. You do it both with the right stick, okay? But you can only do them at specific times. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go disable switch stick right here. And in this situation, this would be when I'm switch sticking, right? Because the quarterback has the ball. That's when you switch stick. You should never be hit sticking in this situation. You should never be hit sticking in that situation. And then when the ball's thrown, you can't switch stick anyways, so then you can start hit sticking again, okay? You can only ever switch stick when the QB has the ball and is able to throw the ball, okay? So if he's a QB runner, right, if QB runs or something, you can't switch stick anyways, like the game doesn't let you, so you default back into the right stick being the hit stick button, okay? So just because of that, if you disable switch stick, it doesn't make any sense because you're just letting yourself hit stick in this situation instead, which you never want to hit stick here, right? What you don't want to hit stick in coverage, right? That doesn't make any sense. So disabling it doesn't make sense at all, like literally none. So now let's talk about what does none, slight, and moderate do, okay? Because we see none, slight, and moderate, and this is purely the helper text here actually describes it perfectly. Enables a delay between using a pre-play adjustment and activating the switch stick mechanic. All this does, this is not, I'll tell you where this doesn't apply to. Let's go. Yeah. This does not apply to a situation like here now. Like having it on delay, this does not play a factor here. There's no delay, none, moderate. When I'm switch sticking in this situation, plays no factor at all. Okay? The only time it plays a factor is the split second after the ball is snapped. So I'll try to do this. I'm using two controllers right here. Bang. And like that's slight, and you're able to do it pretty fast. Having it at none just lets you do it instantly. I prefer slight in case you're making adjustments. So like no, I tried to switch stick at the snap right there, and I couldn't because I have it at slight. And you don't want to switch stick immediately at the snap. You want usually your first switch stick will happen like this, right? Like not even a second, like a moment into it, and then nice. And so moderate, I think is just overkill. None, I think you want a little bit of delay. And so for me, that's the perfect setting is slight. Please turn that on. So let's talk about something on the defensive side of the ball that is very misunderstood, very just misused, and I think it's a big reason why a lot of people get like no pass rush and they let up a lot of big plays, okay? We're talking about contains. A lot of people do them too much. A lot of people don't do them enough. It's kind of like Goldilocks. We want to find that perfect bowl of porridge, I believe. Soup. Is soup porridge? I don't know. So what are contains? Let's identify this first, okay? Here, we're looking at a normal pass rush, right? Look at my 3 defensive linemen. They have little like arrow or little like I know what to call them, but like pass rushing symbols. All right. If we tap right bumper or R1, then tap it again, double tap it, boom, boom, we're gonna get contains on the field. They're the little hooks, right? My nose tackle Miller is not in a contain, but I don't know how to pronounce Lawson and Narcissi. They're both in contains now. Now, the goal of a contain is to keep their outside shoulder free and be able to keep the quarterback in the pocket. But there's a big caveat with this is that alignment means everything in this situation. So if we look at Narcissi and Lawson, I'm so sorry if if I'm butchering that name. I know I am. They're both kind of like inside shoulder, a little bit or head up on the tackles, so they're not set up for a lot of success right here. Additionally, they're going to get double teamed just because I'm only rushing 3 people, and so it's very hard for them to actually hold contain, right? You can see that like the guy on the right gets double teamed, and he does kind of hold contain, just not super well. So something just to keep in mind, right? So we might want to actually set them up for success by maybe blitzing 4 people and then widening them out. And now, if we look at them in contains right here, let's see how they do. Right? Look at Lawson on the right side that time. He killed that contain. Okay? So first of all, great job to him. Contains will get almost no pass rush for the most part. It's very hard for them to actually get to the quarterback unless they roll out. So the question then becomes, well, when do I actually want to use contains? Good question. Okay? For me, it's very much based on your opponent and one based on what he's actually doing, not even always based on the actual like quarterback itself, right? Depends like what is the user or the CPU doing with the quarterback. For an easy rule of thumb for me is that if I'm noticing mid game where like I can like consciously think this thought where I'm like, man, they're rolling out a lot, where they're like doing stuff like this, or like, man, it's like every time he needs a big play, he's just doing that right there. He's hitting a corner route cross or whatever it is. That's what I want to start containing. Right bumper, and then we have these contains. I might even widen them out depending, right? Can kind of depend a little bit. Different formations be different. But now we try doing that. We just can't do it. You see the value in it. Where you don't want to do it though is let's say we're containing a lot and I'm going up against somebody who's like Tom Brady in the pocket, right? He's doing that all game and he's not really, using the QB's legs to the sideline. Well, then the QB contain is like not as important because the QB contain is not going to shed the passer, and you're not really containing anything, right? You don't want to contain Tom Brady. That wouldn't make any sense. Unless Tom Brady's getting after it, then maybe. But you know what I'm saying? So that's just a quick little breakdown, like my thoughts on contains, how to use them. Someone's doing that to you a lot, maybe turn them on. Some CTE. Someone not doing it, don't worry about it, I don't think. If you got value from these tips, make sure you check out my website, civil.gg. This is a place where people come together and actually get better at the game and then win more games using our schemes. Again, we have over 2,000 active members. 98% of them say they've won more games since joining. That's a really good percentage. Top of the description, you can use code CIVIL30 and get 30% off right now. I'll see you guys over there.